Did you know that in the heart of one of history's most formidable empires, a single hair could cost you your freedom? Picture an empire that ruled vast lands, yet chose to tax men simply for the whiskers that grew on their faces. This is not a myth, it is the story of the Ottoman beard tax, a rule that reshaped society, law, and even the face of an empire. The Ottoman Empire, with its sprawling territories and intricate bureaucracy, began its rise in the late 13th century, emerging from the remnants of the Seljuk Anatolian Beyliks. Its founding leaders, the Osmanli dynasty, carved out a kingdom that would expand across 3 continents. By the early 1500s, the empire was already a dominant force, with its capital in Istanbul, a city that bridged Europe and Asia, and its armies conquering the Balkans, the Levant, and North Africa. The fertile plains of Anatolia, the strategic crossroads of trade routes, and a disciplined military machine laid the groundwork for a civilization that would thrive for centuries. The golden age of the Ottoman Empire unfolded under Suleiman the Magnificent, whose reign from 1520 to 1566 marked an era of unprecedented cultural, architectural, and administrative achievement. Suleiman's legal reforms, known as the Canon, unified the empire's diverse peoples under a single legal code. His patronage of the arts birthed masterpieces like the Suleimani Mosque and the Topkapi Palace, while the empire's military innovations, including the elite Janissary Corps, secured victories across Europe and the Middle East. Yet, even in this period of prosperity, the empire faced the challenge of governing a vast population with varied customs. To maintain order and assert control, Suleiman introduced the beard tax in the early 1530s, a directive that required men over a certain age to pay a levy if they chose to grow a beard. The tax was more than a fiscal measure, it was a symbolic assertion of Ottoman authority over personal expression, reinforcing the idea that the empire's laws governed both public and private life. But the empire's decline began as the very systems that once bound it began to fray. By the 17th and 18th centuries, military stagnation, administrative corruption, and rising external pressures weakened the Ottoman state. The beard tax, once a symbol of control, became a relic of an outdated regime. As nationalist movements surged and the empire fragmented, the tax was gradually abolished, first in the late 18th century and finally eliminated in the 19th century during the Tanzimat reforms that sought to modernize Ottoman society. Yet the legacy of that tax lingers. It influenced the later Turkish Republic's early regulations on personal appearance, and it remains a fascinating lens through which we view the empire's blend of governance and culture. In the final analysis, the Ottoman beard tax illustrates how a single policy can echo through centuries, reflecting the priorities, anxieties, and authority of an empire. It reminds us that history is not only about battles and treaties but also about the everyday choices that shape a people's identity. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden stories of the past, don't forget to subscribe to Kadim World.